It is 6 a.m. and you're watching Denver7 News. This morning, masks are mandatory in 2 new counties.
What's your rule of thumb?
Just wear it. Just wear it. Keep everybody safe.
Personally, I'm against them.
Why your elected leaders say they needed tough new orders right now.
Plus, a new forecast for when we can all get back to normal.
And when I say soon, I say within the next year to year and a half.
Breaking news, 3 people rushed to the hospital after a bad house fire. What we know about 2 people still missing, just ahead in a live report.
And an ABC exclusive only on Denver7. President Trump's niece calls on her uncle to step down.
If you're in the Oval Office today, what would you say to him?
Resign.
That'll wake you up on this Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Molly Hendrickson. You'll want to open those windows this morning. Our cool, comfortable temperatures are sticking around for another day. Meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo joins us from our home weather center. And Lisa, just in the low 60s right now.
It is cool. A lot of neighborhoods actually in the 50s this morning. Right now, beautiful start from City Park. Some of the cloud cover that we had here over the last 30-45 minutes starting to clear up a bit. So we're seeing a bit more sunshine for that eastbound drive. Here's a look at your backyard forecast. By noon, by lunch, we'll be under a partly sunny sky, upper 70s. We'll hit highs in the 80s and then drop back down into the 70s right around dinner time with some scattered storms. Here's a look at those highs though today. Denver right around 83 to about 85. Quite a bit cooler over the southeastern corner of the state. Look at the western slope though. Fire danger still pretty high out west. It's going to be hot, some near triple-digit heat there. There is a risk for more storms and showers and some severe weather later this afternoon. We'll be tracking those showers and I'll show you just how much hotter it's going to get tomorrow coming up.
And right now, it looks pretty foggy for us up to the north, especially north of Erie, going on up into Loveland and up to Johnson's Corner. And you can see that from the camera there at I-25, right by Johnson's Corner. So if you were going to stop and get cinnamon roll, you're going to have to deal with some fog up that way. I-25 is really socked in, and you can have some, you'll see the lower speeds because of the very thick fog that we're dealing with there. Take a look at I-25, and conversely, right at 58th Avenue, just a gorgeous sunrise shot for you here this morning. Did have an early morning crash at 58th and Broadway. Shouldn't be that much of a big deal for you here this morning, as drive times from that north side look pretty good. Same thing on I-76 and 270. So it's really a nice quiet start here to the morning commute, and I'm not seeing any significant big problems or huge delays just yet. Just watch out for that fog.
We are following some breaking news from overnight in Arvada. 2 people are still unaccounted for after a big house fire. 3 other people were injured and hospitalized, but you can see the significant amount of damage to that home. Happened at a home on Swadley Court and West 72nd. Several pets were rescued as well. As we take a live look from the scene right now, fire investigators say neighboring homes were also damaged because that fire was so big. But that home was reduced to rubble. They will be out all morning long. Crews will searching for those still missing.
Waking up with a new mask mandate in effect. Before you head out the door this morning, if you live in Jefferson County, make sure you grab a mask. An emergency health order went into effect last night at 5. Denver7's Micah Smith is live in downtown Golden. And Micah, the order is strict and specific about who needs to cover up.
It is, Molly. Everyone here in Jefferson County must wear a mask unless there is a medical concern or condition, and even in those cases, you will need documentation. Now, Jefferson County is issuing this mask mandate as cases continue to increase across the Denver metro. The order requires anyone in a public place where you cannot maintain 6 feet of social distance to wear a mask. That includes inside of businesses. Cities cannot opt out of the order, and children 5 years and older are required to wear a mask. People who violate the law could face up to a $1,000 fine, and businesses who allow people inside without masks could have their licenses suspended or revoked. Mark Johnson, the executive director of Jefferson County Public Health, says his department came to the decision to require masks given the science-based evidence that shows masks reduce the spread of the virus.
There is research that has showed those states that have mandates have seen cases go down. Those states that have just strongly encouraged wearing them have seen cases go up rather dramatically.
Now, Johnson says a statewide order would diffuse confusion and give credibility to the local orders. And while Governor Polis supports wearing masks, he says he wants to leave it up to local municipalities so that they can tailor the orders for their needs. Jefferson County's mask order will be in place until next Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. However, this mask order can be amended, it can be canceled, and it can be extended as well. Reporting live in Jefferson County, Micah Smith, Denver 7.
Micah, thank you. And meanwhile, the city of Castle Rock opted out of Tri-County Health's mask order. City leaders cite low case numbers as the reason the mandate is not needed. In Glendale, City Council voted to table a decision on a mask mandate until their next meeting next Tuesday. Glendale would also fall under Tri-County Health's order. Also last night, Broomfield voted to implement a mask mandate. That's for both the city and county.
Meanwhile, here are the latest numbers of COVID-19 cases in Colorado. There were an additional 444 cases recorded in Colorado yesterday. That number is up from 329 reported on Monday. The number of hospital beds in use also rose by 45 to 378 beds in use by COVID-19 patients. Governor Polis says restrictions could be put back in place if those numbers continue to grow. There is some added hope for a vaccine, though. Biotech company Moderna is preparing to try out a vaccine on 30,000 people. Researchers say so far, volunteers who received shots of that vaccine developed antibodies with no serious side effects.
The CDC says we could get the pandemic under control within 4 to 8 weeks if every American wore a mask. Top infectious disease doctor Anthony Fauci says it could be a year to a year and a half before our country can return to normal with a vaccine.
What we hope is that with a combination of people having already been exposed and a vaccine that's anywhere from 70-75% effective, that there will be enough herd immunity, that there will be a time, Dan, when you and I don't have to worry about getting infected with this awful virus that we're having to deal with.
And new this morning, the New York Times reports starting today, the Trump administration has ordered hospitals bypass the CDC and send all COVID-19 patient information to a central database in Washington.
The Douglas County School District is taking a step back in its rebound amid the pandemic. The district just announced school will start a week later than expected, giving families a little breathing room. Denver7's Eric LUPHER is live at Fox Creek Elementary in Highlands Ranch this morning with the district's reasoning behind that move. Eric.
Well, you know, district leaders want to make sure everyone is on the same page when it comes to what it's going to look like, what in-person learning will look like this year. Safety is of utmost importance, the district says. School was supposed to start on August 10th. It's been pushed back a week to August 17th. Now, the district says it wants to give staff more time to train and prepare to make for a safe and healthy environment. Here's part of the district's statement that this additional time will, quote, enable us to obtain additional feedback from our community and provide our families and staff with specific details and answers they need to feel comfortable returning to our classrooms. So despite the delay, DougCo is moving forward with opening K-12 schools for full-time in-person learning, but the district is making it clear that if parents simply aren't comfortable, they can opt out and choose e-learning. That is an option that is being offered. But this stands out in the district's letter. If a parent chooses e-learning, their child will be enrolled for the whole year, so it doesn't look like parents will be able to change their minds if they go the e-learning route. Back here live outside Fox Creek Elementary, what will be different when kids eventually walk through those doors, when buses start showing up again for in-person learning? A lot of changes that we're going to dig into coming up in the next half hour. I'm Eric LUPHER, Denver 7.
New overnight, Denver police say one person was killed in a hit and run. This was near 5th and Broadway in downtown Denver, and police say the driver is still on the loose. They say the suspect got away in a 2019 Jeep Cherokee. That Jeep has a license plate of QDE 792. You'll also see that license plate number flashing on overhead boards along highways to be on the lookout for it.
Hundreds of families in Evergreen are breathing a sigh of relief in their own homes this morning. All evacuations have been listed from the Elephant Butte fire burning near Evergreen Lake. Neighbors we spoke to say fire crews were aggressive from all angles.
There seems to be lots of air vehicles up there dropping a lot of water, and the slurry bombers, and a lot of people on the ground, so hopefully they'll have it under control.
By the way, the rain also played a critical role in getting that fire under control. It is only 25% contained. It's held steady, burning 50 acres so far, and investigators still don't know what caused it.